Okay, so we're going to talk about rotational figures today, and we're going to look at two. One will be a bronze spin turn. The other will be a runaround in waltz. So very common figures, and I'm just going to cover an easy fix for many people. So first of all, when we do a rotational figure, usually the lead is more stationary than the follow. So for example, in a spin turn, I'm going to show better and then the common mistake. So normal spin turn, I'm going to think back and around as the lead. What I often see the leads do is think, I'm going to go down line, and the follow is going to travel more than the lead. So don't go anywhere. I want to think almost making a slot like West Coast swing. Just get out of her way, clear the hallway, out of her way, instead of away. If I go down line at all, it's a linear figure, bad lead. So, hallway, in place, and at the end, really wide. If you go down line at all, I'm like threading a needle here. It's like very hard. Big, wide step at the end. So I'm going to show that as lead in a second with the lady. Let me cover follows part next. Follows, my suggestion when you go forward on that first step of the spin turn, think diagonal center. Don't go down line, down line, down line. Think diagonal center, real low. Now step number 2 is your Clydesdale. Step number 3, think diagonal center as well. So again, for lady, I gotta think down the line like nuts on step 2, unlike the lead. So I'm thinking diagonal as low and far as I can. Around, big old Clydesdale, not skinny. Big old Clydesdale, and I always got an easy target. This is an easier needle to thread for him than this one. And dag center again. So I really want to have a tighter baseline than big old wide samurai warrior legs. Okay. So let me show that with a partner. I'll show as lead first. So this is the better one. Hallway and Clydesdale. Okay, this is the not so good one. Down line, down line, down line. As lady, I really kind of have to manhandle my way around you, and we wanted to use physics in our benefit to make the dancing more efficient. Now I'm going to show that as a follow. So this is a little bit better one. Diag center, Clydesdale, and around. Okay? And this is the not so good one. So ladies, this one I'm going to think down line, small down line. It works, but I don't know if you can see I'm under rotating, and as lady generally I want to over rotate every rotational figure. Okay, next figure we're going to look at is a run around. Very common figure in waltz. So, common problem I see for the leads is what I call gerbil feet. Run, 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 run. Another common problem I see once he gets a standing leg action is a separate leg. This puts you in her space. Ideally, what we'll want to do is center the turn, so I'm going nowhere, and the follow is running around the lead. We're going to spin on the right ball since she's on your right side. And you're going to collect the legs tight, so think flamingo. I'd rather have an exaggerated flamingo than a dog going to the bathroom on a fire hydrant or a gerbil running around. So that'll look like this. Okay. I also suggest once you get that leg action, think about taking the head outside of the turn. This will help center her as well instead of just upright. That's more efficient movement with the partner. Follows, I'm going to go over your part in a second, but let me show that as lead. Those two common problems, easy fix. Okay, so this is a little bit of gerbil feet. Bad news bears. This is the not collecting the legs. And then this is, I'll call it the flamingo and the head. It's going to be more efficient. Okay? Follows. Common mistake I see is we either run completely outside of the partner, or we try to stay inside the whole time. And a run around is always outside of the partner. So I'm going to feed the left hip into the partner. And I'm going to keep the head forward in the momentum. So that'll look like this. Left hip, I'm outside of partner, just like a feather, I'm outside of partner and feed the left hip. It's not straight. So I'm running around, running around. You might even think about crossing in front like a Viennese waltz and in, across and in, rather than run, 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 run. Now let me show that with a partner. So a couple fixes here, ladies. Number one, this is the bad one. Running totally outside of partner. Here's another bad one. I'm gonna go inside of partner. Now my knees are all banging. Ideally, we go outside of the partner. Okay, so feeding this to him and pointing the feet to him. That should make our rotational figures much easier, much prettier, all of the good stuff.